Hey guys, welcome to Undeniable Proof. I'm Matt Fraser, the psychic medium.
And I'm his wife, Alexa Fraser.
And here on this podcast, we're going to talk all about life,
love,
and the afterlife.
Yeah, but it's not going to be scary, right?
Well, I am a psychic medium.
Yeah, but I'm not here for that.
Well, I talk to dead people.
And you talk too much, which is why we're the perfect couple for a podcast. And we have a great roundup of guests who are going to be giving us a lot of advice, a lot of positivity, and sharing their undeniable proof of the afterlife. So stay tuned.
And hit subscribe. Hey everyone, welcome back to Undeniable Proof.
Oh.
I have my wife here. I am so surprised you're here right now.
Why?
Because you're literally 2
I'm
weeks
a bowling
away.
ball?
2 weeks away from giving birth. So if we have to stop this podcast and literally run out the door, that's the reason why.
Yes, I am 37 weeks, 1 day. Fun fact, if I make it to tomorrow, that's the longest I've ever been pregnant.
Well,
so made it with Royce till 37 too. So let's see.
And yesterday last night you thought you were in labor.
I sure did. 3 a.m. feeling some kind of pressure down the back. Don't know what that was about, but
still was able to get her hair done.
Yes. Listen.
The hair is on point. The outfit's on point.
Listen. Well, not much fits right now. So we're doing the stretchy, anything maternity tank top. You know, I can really, I'm like looking at it. I'm like, wow, round. But
well,
okay, it's all good.
That being said, we have a very special guest. You know her from TikTok. You know her from the viral videos online. It is Deanna Giulietti. Is that how you say it?
Yes. My name in the whole world.
Oh my God.
I never thought I would love a last name more than Fraser, and she just topped it. So,
oh my God.
Oh, hey.
Wow.
I should have known how to say that from the very beginning because I am Italian, and being Italian, like, you should know these things.
Well, you have quite the accent. I don't know what I don't know how you pronounce things and say things. So, but hi, Deanna, how are you doing? We're so excited to have you.
Hi, I am so happy to be here. Your studio is gorgeous. You are gorgeous. I'm just so happy. And also from here, from this camera, I had no idea that you were pregnant. Congratulations, 2 weeks.
Oh my God. Thank you for that. That is like going down. That's my biggest compliment I could ever receive right now because I feel like a walking whale. I am not used to all this weight. So I appreciate that, Deanna. You just got brownie points for me because
hey, I'll take it.
I'm round. They say black is slimming, so I'm trying.
When you look at her from the back, you don't know she's pregnant till you see her from the front and then you're like, oh my God.
Or like if I lifted my shirt, which I'm not going to do, is just not that kind of podcast, you would see I'm a very large human right now, but he's all good. He has a nice home and we're cooking him. So
yeah.
But this is about you and we are so excited to have you today. I'm so excited. I feel like I have so much to ask you, but you go. This is mostly yours.
I have so much to ask you. So first of all, what I love so much about you, Deanna, is that not only are you this viral TikTok sensation, but you are like everybody's best friend. Like everybody, if you read the comments and you look at TikTok, everyone's like, I want to know her. I want to know her. You know, I want to get to know her. And what I love so much about you is I love your positive personality.
I was going to say it's her magnetic energy.
Yeah.
You can feel it all the way from over here. And
Yeah.
me and Matt love people like you. You're our favorite people with that magnetic, fun, positive energy. That is you.
But also you're living your best life. You're living your dream and you are proof that you can be anyone that you want to be. It's never too late and that magic moments happen. So first of all, I just got to tell you, it's amazing to see how many millions of people that are following this journey with you. I know that you have been working so hard towards Broadway. You just wrapped up Mystic Pizza, where I saw that you closed out the show.
Wait, that's like awesome. The movie that we watched, Mystic Pizza, right?
Is that the same as the movie, Mystic Pizza?
Yes, it's the same as the movie.
No.
I love that movie.
Oh
That's
my God.
School.
Well, okay. I have to say, because we go to Foxwoods and on the way to Foxwoods in Connecticut, there's a Mystic Pizza and we drove by there and we ate there one day. Then we had to watch the movie. So when we heard that you did Mystic Pizza, I was like, wait, I have to find out if that's the same thing.
Yes, it's the same thing. It is the movie taken to the stage. And
Oh,
it was such a hit. Like, oh my God. We
well,
did
wait,
it at
wait, wait. I'm
Paper
gonna
Mill
get in
Place.
trouble, Deanna. Have you eaten at Mystic Pizza before?
I've never eaten there.
Okay, so here's the thing. The movie's great. The pizza sucks.
We were not a fan of the pizza. We're interested in that today. We're interested in the reenactment, the stage reenactment. So
Wait, that's so funny. I've never been. I grew up Connecticut, Chester, Connecticut.
no way.
And we would go to Mystic for like field trips. You know, our elementary school would like go to Mystic and we used to stay on the boats in Mystic. But I never even went to the pizza place because you would go to pizza in New Haven. If you want good pizza, you go to Pepe's Pizza. That's how you get the best pizza. So I just like had never eaten there. And I've had so many people come up to me at the stage door being like, amazing musical. But you know, their pizza's really bad in real life.
Because so we're not the only one. I was like, we're going to look so negative. We're good.
I had to go. So somebody told me there was a movie about Mystic Pizza and we always drive by it.
Isn't Julia Roberts is in it? No, it's like a freaking iconic.
Yes. So then everybody told me the same thing.
Part of her career was Mystic Pizza.
Okay, I want to hear all about this though, because that was a really freaking cute movie. The pizza sucks. I guess we can all agree on that, but the movie is iconic. It's really cute. And now they're doing a reenactment, which is amazing. So who did you play, Deanna?
Yes. I was JoJo in the musical. So JoJo's the one who faints at the wedding. And it's really more about like, you know, these three girls. It's JoJo, her two best friends who are sisters. And it's a coming of age story. Like one's falling in love for the very first time, but she's falling in love with a married man. And she leans on her girls and we're like, get out, get out. And then we have the Julia Roberts character, Daisy. She is trying to find herself, but it's the 80s. So she thinks the only way to get out of her small town is to marry a man. But she's brilliant and she can find her own way. And JoJo doesn't want to get married.
That's kind of like North Providence. The only way you got out of North Providence was marrying me in Cranston.
No, it's true. It's true. In Rhode Island, that is what you have to do. You got to marry. Sorry. It's just the way it is.
That's exactly what happened with me and you.
Yeah.
Exactly what happened with me and you. The only way to get out of your town was to go into marry me.
And that was JoJo's whole thing in the 80s. She was seeing all these women around her for the first time. Women were getting credit cards and women were going to college. And JoJo's like, well, I don't want to get married because I have this whole life ahead of me. And so the three girls, they lean on each other. And it's a story of sisterhood, girlhood, and how they make it through these loves together. And the real true love is with themselves. You know, it's girlhood, sisterhood. They're for lifers, you know. So
I love that. So relatable. Now, did you audition for JoJo originally, or did they call you? Like, how did the audition process work for you?
So I had been out of the audition game for a while. All I've ever done was perform. So I've always been auditioning. I've always been performing. And then I took a turn to social media. As soon as Broadway closed down, I was like, what if I tried TikTok? And that exploded for me. It was the best blessing ever. And then it was 3 years into this TikTok, building this platform, building this name for myself, that I was like, you know what? I have to go back to my true passion, performing. I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to be on Broadway. Let me go back full force. So I go to the open call of Wicked. You know Wicked.
Of course we know Wicked.
You know Wicked. So I go to the open call. Incredible work. You should have been there as well.
I would have been like, girl, bye.
No, so I go to this open call. I walk in, and somebody behind the table is a friend of mine from years ago. We did a cabaret together. He's now working at the casting office behind the table. He's like, Deanna, you're back? You're auditioning again? I was like, yeah, I took a couple of years to pursue social media career and I'm back. And it was just like something clicked. All of a sudden, the Mystic Pizza JoJo, the girl who was playing JoJo, she got another job. So they had a missing spot. They reached out to that casting director I had just met. And he was like, wait, I have the perfect girl for this. They called me in on Monday and I booked it.
Oh my God.
That is such a story.
Wait.
I love it.
Before we even get into this, because I'm going to ask you a question that's like negative, right? But
What?
I know. Quiet. Let me ask my question.
We're on such a positive
because it'll get to where it
subject.
needs to be.
Oh,
How
all right.
many times, Deanna, did you hit a roadblock? How many times did you fail before you actually got to where you are?
Okay, like
I
this.
mean, in terms of auditioning, we get just hundreds of no's. I had actually that whole year had a slew of no's, never one yes. I finally booked a show, moved to New York. It gets canceled. And then I had more no's, and I had just been saying to my career coach, I was like, do you think I should just stick with social media and not pursue this anymore? And
I'm getting the
he
chills.
was like,
I'm getting the chills
yeah.
because you're telling me this.
Isn't
I'm
that
getting the chills
wild?
because I knew, because you know what? Here's the thing is that like when spirit comes to us, right? And like we're all led by spirits. We have angels and spirit guides and people like they will close this door, this door, this door, this door. And how many people stop? How many people are like, I'm done. And like you just said, you got to that moment when you were done, right? When you were like almost done.
Yeah.
Almost done.
I was asking, I had said to him, I was like, do you think, be real with me? Like, I know this is my career coach, right? So I pay for career coaching. And I was like, but be honest. Do you think I have what it takes? Should I keep pursuing it? And he was like, this performing's in your DNA. You have to continue doing this. But I said, I was like, I'm going to be extremely selective here on out to protect myself. And the next thing I chose to do was the Wicked open call. And that was it.
Now, was this before or was this after that you amassed all of these followers on TikTok?
This is after all the followers.
So do you think that like spirit was leading you and your guides and your angels were leading you to, you know, like, hey, Deanna, right? Like, for example, here you were getting all of these no's. You're out there, right? People don't know about you. They don't know who you are. You're just Deanna, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, you start to go on TikTok, you start to sing a little bit, you start to perform a little bit, and then all of a sudden, people are showing you like, oh my God, you're amazing.
Yeah, you're loving
amazing.
You.
Like you finally found, like, it's like when you feel like the world didn't appreciate you at one point, or you're getting all these no's, you have proof. The proof is in the pudding. You have millions of people on TikTok that are telling you like, yes, like go for it. How do you feel about that?
It was so special because not only were they telling me, oh, you're talented, all of my followers now, like my big community, they're always so gracious about me as a human. They love connecting with me. And that made me feel so, I mean, loved. They're all so nice. But I was like, no, I do have that special thing that everybody talks about, the it factor. When all of a sudden, because it was like, what, in 3 months, I had 1 million followers just for being my honest self online. I was like, you know what? I have been begging these casting directors to see me, begging to be taken seriously. I take to social media and show the world myself, and people respond that much to it. I was like, I have it. I can't give up. Like, I have that thing.
But it was it was you being brave. It was you being brave, but it was also heaven's way of showing you like, this is for you, Deanna, like this is going to happen for you. And, you know, I think that's where like, I wanted to bring you on because I've seen what you've done. And I know that there are people out there right now that don't want to make that video, that don't want to sing. There are friends of mine that are so talented in so many different ways, but won't make a video, won't go online, are afraid to be judged, are afraid of what people say. What was it like making your first video? Were you scared? Were you anxious? Was it that you were nervous about being judged? What about singing on camera? I want to know the dirty. I want you to get like really real and just like tell me, like be honest. We all can say like, oh, I made a video and it went viral. What was it like when you first went on TikTok and you had to go and like start expressing yourself in that way?
Okay, so first of all, I am a fan of failing. Okay, I've done so many things where I fail immediately, but then specifically when I started TikTok, I was posting 9 videos a day. Because I think I was bored and it was during the pandemic, but
I was going to ask that. Okay. So it was during COVID. That's kind of where you got your start on TikTok, kind of with the rest of the world. Okay.
Yes. I was posting 9 videos a day, like doing the TikTok dances, 3 TikTok dances, 3 storytelling videos, 3 singing videos. And some of them were absolute flops. Some of the comments were like, never show your face again. but I never let any of those things stop me because I was like, no, I'm going to do this. Every day I would post 9 and I would track it. I would be like, you know what? People love when I tell a story. I need to post more videos of stories. So then the next day, 6 stories, 3 singing. Then the next day, 9 stories. And I'm just watching and I'm like, you know what? My honesty is resonating with people, but I never would have amassed this following across all the platforms if I didn't just start. Your biggest roadblock is that in your head. People are always, when I do like social media consultations sometimes, people are always like, oh, that could be cringe and maybe that'll be cringe. You're making that up in your brain because you're going to resonate with people. You're going to find those people where you are what they want to watch. So you got to just post it and find it. Let the algorithm send you to the people who want to appreciate your art and your singing and your stories. But you got to get past the first roadblock, which is always people's self, what they think is going to go wrong. So true. You got to just do it.
I feel like you're talking straight to me right now. I'm feeling a little attacked.
I'm gonna tell you, but wait a minute. I will tell you too, like just to be open and honest.
That is such great advice.
And thank you for being honest.
I know, seriously.
Like that's what makes you. That's why I wanted to have you on, because some people aren't. Some people will pretend like, oh, I just posted a video and I got this way.
I set my camera up and million followers. Like, no, the fact that you were posting 6 times a day, highlighting, what your audience liked about you, what they wanted to see. That's hard work. I don't care what anyone says. That is hard work. That's being consistent. It's staying on track. And not everyone has the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like that drive that like motivation, the ambition to do that. Myself included sometimes. I'm a little guilty. So I'm going to take this advice, but yes.
Okay. So wait a minute. The one thing that I can tell you too, all right, and I just want to be open and honest because, like, obviously Deanna's been honest with us. Like, even me as a psychic medium, like, there will be people who, right, because I believe there's a teacher for everybody. There's someone for everyone.
You do say that a lot.
Not everyone's going to align with you. Not everyone's going to like you. Okay, so what? So, for example, like, there's people who are on my page that, like, I prefer Tyler Henry, who's a friend of mine. I prefer Teresa Caputo, also a friend of mine. And you know what? That's okay. Like, it's okay for people not to like you. It's okay for people not to align with you because you're going to get to where you need to be. They can't be, not everyone is going to think, Will Ferrell is funny. Not everyone's going to think
the right community will find you. And it sounds like you have found it. And that 1 million people, like over 1 million people, that's amazing because they even say like, people will get discouraged. Like only 500 people liked my video, only 800 people. But they say, if you put 800 people in a room, in like just you and like those 800 people that liked your photo, like 800 people is a lot of people still. Like 300 people is a lot of people. So it's kind of like what you're saying, like just keep going, let the algorithm work and, take you to where you need to be.
See, I don't believe in algorithms. I believe in God. I believe in God.
Absolutely.
I believe in spirit.
Absolutely.
I know, like right now, like, I can tell you, like, even talking to you, you have a grandmother that's with you, like right here that like won't leave me alone, like in spirit that's here and that's with you. And then what I got to tell you too is that also at the same time, did you also lose a dog? Was there a dog in your family that just passed or departed?
Yes.
Because your grandmother just came through with this dog and said, like, let her know that the dog's here. The dog's here.
Oh.
Wow. What's crazy is that, like, as I'm here, like, I feel these souls that are around you. And what's crazy is, like, I know, especially, like, anytime that we have certain things that we're going towards in life, like, for example, going towards a certain career, going towards a certain goal, like, you have loved ones in spirit helping you. And I know that your grandmother and your grandfather have been the one that have been there, like, to really help you with all of this. Like, has there been a time where, like, you felt where you felt their presence or knew they were there, or like instantly had a message where you're like, oh my God, this is my grandmother, this is my grandfather?
Yes. Every time I perform ever on a stage, I see, usually it's my grandfather, but I can see him in the audience. It's not every night I'm on stage, but there will be special performances where I'm like, I can never even see the audience. And then all of a sudden I'm like, that's my Poppy. Like, he's sitting right there. I know he is. And that's always very, very special. And I just, I know. And I think it's because I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing when I see them.
I absolutely love that. Especially because, like, they'll show their presence in so many different ways. And like, they'll show their presence like that they're there. It's amazing.
Yeah. I like that they theme their presences too. Like because Deanna's like, like aspiring Broadway star, like always on stage, like Poppy's like, I'm gonna come and watch. Like, I'm gonna come over here. Like, I'm gonna go right to where she needs to see me. Like, that's just so amazing about the spirit world.
And also, like, that's what I called my grandfather too. My grandfather was my Poppy.
As soon as she just said that, I was like, whoa,
really?
Poppy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Poppy. Yep.
So one of the things on the podcast, Deanna, is that I always give my guests a reading and tell you who's there. So it's kind of like teased to you that, I have your grandfather here, your grandmother here, this dog that's here. But like as I'm talking to you, what's really cool is that when I'm hearing with you, like the souls just start talking to me and feeling, like I start sensing and feeling them. And your grandmother, I got to tell you, was like your number one fan here in the physical world, like when I'm connecting and like even in the afterlife, because I know she's the one who's like opening these doors for you. And like she's showing me like her fondest memories of you were when you were just younger, like when you were just a little girl. So did you only get to spend like that time with her or get to like bond with her during that time?
Yes, definitely.
Because she's talking about all the visions that she keeps showing me is back when you were little, back when you were younger. And she's also telling me that unfortunately, this was a woman who had suffered here in this world before her passing, because she's talking about having this slow moving illness that went through her here in the physical world. She tells me at the end, she wasn't able to speak or communicate before her passing.
Yes, definitely. At the end,
and
we lost communication for sure.
She shows me because she talks about like being in a coma and like not being able to talk and not being able to communicate. But she's telling me about the fact that it's okay because you feel like you didn't get to spend enough time with her before she actually died and before she actually left this world. But she knew everything that was going on with you. She's actually telling me that she didn't want to scare you, like she didn't want you there. So like, did your family tell you like don't go see your grandmother or like don't go there?
Yeah, there were certain times where they were like, oh, okay, you can come, and then slowly it came to do not come.
She says to me, I didn't want you there. I didn't want you there because she was so worried about you being afraid. She was so afraid of scaring you. And she wants to let you know, like, even now as you go back through, and even now as you go back and look back on her life and her passing and those final moments, your grandmother just said to me, I don't want her to think she missed out on anything. I don't want her to think that I didn't think that she wasn't there. I know she was there, but I didn't want her to see all of this. I didn't want her to see, because she kept telling me, I knew I was dying. I knew I wasn't doing well. She tells me at the end, she got very confused because she talks about like even being confused of who was there, who was seeing her, who was there at that moment. But she tells me that your family used to speak messages to her, like on her deathbed. Like they would come in and be like, oh, Deanna is saying this, or Deanna's doing this, or Deanna's doing that. And she always felt this closeness and connectedness to you, even though, you weren't there, in those final moments. So she wants to let you know that she's been a guardian angel with you ever since.
I love that.
She showed me this jewelry box, this music box that I feel like you kept of hers, so that was like given to you. Do you have this of hers, or does your family have this?
Yes, I think I know what you're talking about. It's a jewelry box, but it does play some music. So I'm like, I guess it's
Hello,
a music
pay
box.
attention. That's it. She was telling me, because listen, even if it was a medium, I don't know, show me this box, and underneath it, you have the thing that whines, like that's what she's showing me. So know that when you kept it, it's her way of just acknowledging that. She's also talking about the dog that's with her as well. So was that your dog that died?
Yeah, we did just recently have 2 dogs that passed away.
Know that dog is with her on the other side. Actually, both dogs are there, because she kept saying to me, I have the babies. And she's showing me those dogs that are with her in spirit that she's so excited about, to let you know that they're there. She's also telling me when I'm connecting with her, what she loves so much about you is how you're such a free spirit, how like you want to travel. She talks about your love of travel and about the way about you want to like travel like to different parts of the country and the world. And she's like just telling me that she sees that spark within you that she loves so much. She's also telling me that from when you were younger, it's like you always wanted to be famous, because she's showing me like visions of like you when you were younger, like literally singing into a hairbrush when I'm connecting with her. And like she talks about you putting on like little performances. So back when you were like a kid, did you like have you like your own make-believe stage or like do performances?
Oh yeah. And I would stay with her as I went to like my first ever little kid performances. I was staying with her, singing for her, rehearsing for her. Oh.
She tells me, because she literally shows me like you with the hairbrush and like singing and like twirling and like doing these things. And then she's also telling me like you used to get like the neighborhood kids involved in this.
Yes.
And like, she tells me like you used to have like these little she's calling them productions. And she's like, we all used to have to go and see the productions and see these little things. And she always knew that you were going to do this. She always knew that like you were going to be famous, that you were going to do something with like singing or dancing and creativity. And that's the reason why, like, the same way that you were like so excited when you got that first role and that first part and all these things happened for you, like your grandmother has been your driving force, because I see her in heaven smiling, saying like, this was meant for her. This was her. This was her. This was for her.
Oh, I love that.
Whoa.
And
Oh
I got to tell you as well.
She was also a performer. She used to be a
Oh, I know. Wait, I haven't gotten to that part yet. Because when I'm connecting with her, I got to tell you, your grandmother looks fabulous on the other side. Like, she was all dressed up when I'm speaking to her. She was a very beautiful woman when I'm connecting with her. She's also telling me when I'm connecting, because she's bringing me back through like her life and her connection with you and the family. And she's also talking about like songs that you all shared with one another as well. So do you have like sheet music from her, or like music that she used to have? Because she showed me the sheet music and saying like, remember this. And when you hear those songs, those are signs from your grandmother.
Oh, I love that.
She's also telling me there's something special about your name. So were you like named after somebody, or like,
I think it maybe is my last name, because my sisters got married and changed their last name. And I'm like, no, I'm not losing my grandparents' last name.
Oh, so you were thinking about keeping that name?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That's going to be what it is.
Oh my God.
But I got to tell
And I
you.
always talk about it. I'm always bringing it up of like, oh, you guys got rid of the last name, but I could never do that. Because I feel so connected to them through that.
I got to tell you though, that's going to be what they're saying, because I'm also hearing that you will get married. And I am hearing that like you will change that name. So and you know what? I'm sorry to say it. That's gonna be she's telling me, because she's bringing that through, but she's also telling me that like you're pumping the brakes on yourself with relationships. Like you're pumping the brakes when it comes to like being in a relationship, to like being fully committed. Like you're not sure if you want to give that part up of you yet.
It's true. That's so true.
She says to me, you can have it all. Your grandmother says to me that like, what's so beautiful is that she's talking about your sister, and she tells me that you very much look up to your sister, and you very much look up to her and her kids and her marriage and so on and so forth. And like, because you have, don't take this the wrong way, it's from your grandmother, not from me, but she tells me that because you have your sister, and like you're living through like her kids, and like you're such a great aunt, and like you are who you are, like that you're like, oh, I don't need this in my life right now. Like I kind of like just, I'm an aunt, I have these kids, and your grandmother's saying like, you're going to have that too. Like, don't wait till the right moment. Don't wait for the right time. It's all going to come into play for you. But also, put that as part of your plan. Like, your grandma's saying like, make sure that you like manifest that for yourself as well. Because right now you're like, I'm just happy doing me.
I know it's Broadway. It's a constant struggle for me. It's like, well, I really, really want to be on Broadway. So I have to hold off on everything until I make it to Broadway. So I feel, and that's a constant struggle I have of like, I do have the love of my life in my life, but I'm the one like, well, wait, I really want to be on Broadway. So I don't know if I can do both just yet.
Wow.
I gotta tell you, but you guys aren't married.
No,
correct?
We're not married.
Okay, because I don't want to put this on social media, but I have to. Okay, so here's the thing. I gotta tell you that this man that you're with loves you, because your grandmother's telling me, and she's showing me a ring, and she's telling me like that you're pumping the brakes on things. Like you're the one who's saying like, no, wait.
It's true. I have been the one that's very much like, I'm dead set on being on Broadway. I don't know if, can I have both? Like that's constantly a discussion. And he's always saying, it's up to you. He's always saying, whenever you want, whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
He is, I gotta tell you, grandmother's just telling me like he's just such an amazing guy, and like you've been pumping your brakes with everything about relationships. Like you're holding off on everything when it comes to your relationship, and she's like, just have it all. Like, everything's gonna fall into place. Like it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. And this is what I love, is that like heaven always sees the things that we don't. Like they see. We as humans put like stress on ourselves. Like that's not gonna happen. And
like we compartmentalize. We're like, nope. Not right now. Like that, we're doing this. Like we're so like, yeah.
Let me give you an example. Actually, we have an example from our life. So I met Alexa, and I'm 7 years older than Alexa. So when I met Alexa, it was barely legal. She was 18.
19.
And how old was I?
25.
25. Thank you. So anyway, I was like, I put the brakes on like getting married to her, proposing to her for one reason, because she was doing very well in the pageant industry. She was in the pageant industry. She wanted to go into one more year of doing it. And I didn't want to take that away from her. So Alexa was telling me like, I'm ready. But like in my mind, I'm like, she's young. I want her to have all the opportunity. For me, like I could wait, right? Yeah. She was younger. I'm like, I want her to have every opportunity before she gets locked down in a marriage. So long story short, we end up waiting. COVID happens. We had to like extend our wedding, change our wedding day, waited another year, but it happened. We had a kid. And now they changed the rules where you can have a kid, you can be pregnant, you can be married, and you can compete in the pageant industry.
You could do nothing is off limits now. The age requirement went up. It's like, so that's why you just gotta like do your thing.
Yeah.
Just gotta do your thing. The rules will bend for you.
Exactly.
And it's your path. You make it. I know that is truly something I struggle with, of being like, well, can I have both? Like, can I get married and still be on Broadway? Or will that like no longer be my passion anymore? I don't know why. Even when I say it out loud, I'm like, that doesn't make much sense. But it's truly inside of me because it's all I've ever wanted, to be on Broadway. And then I was blessed with the love of my life. So I was like, oh, that's amazing. Am I even allowed to have both? Like, is that fair?
Oh, definitely.
It is.
Definitely.
Heaven never takes anything away from you. I can tell you.
I feel like they only add. Add what's best for you.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously we've heard all the hype around Wicked. You know, they've been doing all of their interviews. Ariana Grande said since she was a little girl, she wanted to play Glinda. Like, that was her thing. What is Deanna's dream role?
Oh, of all time, I would love to be Elphaba. That's my dream role.
Really?
Always has been my whole life. I've always wanted to be that green girl. Desperately.
Wow. Now, I love that, especially now because hearing that message from her grandparents, hearing that, you know, you were a little on the outskirts growing up, like you didn't care. You were very confident. You were able to like love what you wanted to love without feeling judged, do you feel like you resonate with her as a character? And maybe that's why you kind of connect to her and want to kind of be her in a dream role?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think Elphaba can connect with so many people. What I really love about Elphaba is her unwavering dedication of what is right and what is wrong. Like truthfully, that whole story, she knows that it's not right that they're taking all of the animals' voices away. She knows that, and no matter what, she will go through with and act on that. She doesn't care what the other people think. You know, it's more than just feeling like an outsider. It's that heart, knowing your core values so strongly that I really resonate to. And that's something I try to lead with every day, of like, I want to, when I know when something's right and wrong, I want to be that person that is always saying that, sticking up for others, being there. I really, that's one of my, like, truthfully, I try to lead with that every day, of like hardcore, strong core values like Elphaba.
Oh, I can tell. That is so awesome. Oh my God. I will be praying for you to get that role. I can totally see you in that role.
It's going to be in the cards. It's going to be in the cards.
It has to be. It has to be. I know it is too. I know you will be Elphaba. And we'll have to go.
But wait a minute. I want to ask Deanna about, okay, so your social media consulting. I didn't even know that you did this. Is this public that you do social media consulting?
I do. I used to do it a lot more. And then now I don't do that. I don't do it as much anymore. But in the beginning, a lot of people kept reaching out to me being like, if you can do it, I can do it. And I was like, look, I'll tell you everything I know. If I could give you the blessing that I was given with social media, take all of my knowledge. But the flaw with it was, if people weren't seeing growth immediately from me, then people were like, well, I'm only growing 100 followers a day. And I was like, well, to be honest with you, that seems like a lot to me. So I don't know.
That seems like a lot to me. I think you're doing a good job.
I don't think, that's the whole thing, is that like setting your expectation, right? Like,
right.
For example, like, and that's why I want to ask you the question about like failing, right? Or like, it's not failing, but it's like not getting what you want when you want it. Is that like, obviously you didn't go in and audition for a role and get it right away. Like, just like with the followers, like you didn't get your followers right away. It takes time. It takes time for people to find you. It takes time for you to put content out there. It takes time to connect with your audience. It takes time for, you to kind of get into the groove of what you're doing and who you are. What is the thing that somebody can do, or what's your advice for somebody like just starting out? If they have a talent, if they have an ability, if they have something that they want to share with the world, what is your advice for someone who wants to do it?
It's truly to just start recording. Just start recording. You're always going to be better. What did somebody said to me once? You're never going to be as bad as your first video, or something like that. It was like, post your video, learn from it, post again, get your art out there, because who knows? I've had friends, one video, they've got 1 million followers. I have friends, they're still trying, like, it's just put yourself out there, because if you love it, if you love unicycling and you're an amazing unicyclist, put it out there. That means that's enough. All you need is how much you love that thing, and then share it with the world. Because I'm telling you, somebody's going to also agree with you. Probably me. I'll probably be double tapping it.
No, you're absolutely right.
That is awesome advice.
I think that the other thing is this. I think that when it comes down to people and like asking for your advice, I think that too many people want to be other people. Like, for example, like, you're not going to be Deanna. There's only one Deanna. There's a reason why Deanna has, the following that she does, and Matt Fraser has the following that he does, and we all have the following we do. It's like, you also have to learn to be the best version of yourself. People aren't going to like you if you're acting like Deanna, if you're making the same videos as Deanna.
Right.
Like, you have to be the true version of you. And I think that that's where people like you, Deanna, who are like so brave, like, you can see that in your videos. There is no other Deanna out there. And like, when
you're real. You're very real and authentic.
But
and
she
it's
also
easy
said
to
something.
see.
You said you have the it factor. Well, I think that everybody has an it factor.
Yes.
It's just that you have to be okay with being weird. You have to be okay with people.
Your full authentic self. Like,
right. You know
what you were
and
blessed with.
If I, like, for example, I'm just going to give you a little example from myself. Like, I remember when I first started, in mediumship and whatnot, people used to say to me all the time, like, no one's going to take you seriously with that accent. Like, you need to train that accent out of yourself. You have to learn to enunciate your words. You need to learn to do this. You need to learn to do that. And luckily, I never listened. I said, screw it. Like, I don't give a shit. But anyway, long story short, it's a good thing that I didn't listen to other people, because you know what? Now all the time, like, people like that to people come to me all the time, and they say, now that I actually found my core audience, the people who love me, they're like, I love your accent. I love your accent. I've never heard something like that before. Cause obviously it's a mix between New York and Boston and a little bit of Rhode Island. If we even have an accent. I don't know.
Your own made up sometimes.
Yeah, even my own wife doesn't like my accent. She says it's made up, Deanna.
Some things can't be
you
real.
Didn't have to live. Hold on one second while I yell at my wife.
Can't be
Hold
real.
on one second while I yell at my wife. You did not have to grow up half in Boston, half in Rhode Island, so you wouldn't freaking know.
Whatever.
She was talk about something. So Alexa, on the other hand, why we don't match, she was in the pageant industry, and they taught you how to not talk with the accent.
Yeah, we had to practice. We had to practice pronouncing our words correctly, no accent. Yeah, so a lot of people will say, why does Matt have the accent and why don't you have the accent? Which I do sometimes. Like, if I say coffee, forget it. Coffee.
So she makes me
awesome.
So she makes me look bad, Deanna. That's the problem. She makes me look bad. She makes me look like I'm the only one with the accent, but she's got it too. But I also want you to tell, like, I think one of the things about being your authentic self, right, is that, like, I don't know if you know, so Alexa was Miss Rhode Island, and what was amazing is that you went in, and this is before I met Alexa. You told me the story about how you went into the pageant and you were like, I have to do what all the other girls are doing. You went out, you bought a dress, you got a pageant coach, you got the same athletic trainers that the girls did.
Whatever everyone told me to do, I was like, okay, this must be the right way. This must be the right way. Even if it didn't feel right, I'm like, okay, this must be it. Like, even though this dress really does not feel like me, but this must be it. I mean, they know better than I do, right? Yeah.
So Alexa got all these people, like, to train her, like, how to win the pageant, how to do this, how to do that. And she fails miserably, right?
Well, I got top 15 in my first try.
Oh, that's so failing. Who cares about the top 15? You didn't make top 5. But anyway, long story short, the second year, she was like, you know what? You were like, I remember you telling me the story, and immediately I knew, like, it was meant for you.
I did it my way. I did it I like borrowed a dress off of a girl, took her prom dress, like wore that. I like took money out of my savings. I like went to my own trainer. I did my own exercises and walking training and looked up YouTube videos and research. And that was the year that I won.
But
so
you also, listen, you dropped like the first year that she did it, when you had this whole team behind you. You had sponsors, you had coaches, you had athletes, you had the most expensive dress. I remember your mother was still saying, your mother actually to get
the jewelry, the heels, like everything was like the best of the best that you could get. And it was, I lost. And it was the year that I went in my true authentic self. And I just listened to myself and what I wanted and wore what I felt best in. And, you know, that's when I won. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And pageants is such a wild world though, you know? So I feel like that's such bravery to be able to be like, no, I'm doing it my own way, because there's so many layers to pageantry, right?
Oh, I always say, like, you will never understand pageantry unless you're in that freaking world, because it is like a whole nother universe. Everyone's like, it starts from the beginning. They're like, are you going to Miss America? I'm like, no, because there's another organization. It's the Miss Universe organization. It's not that one. And they're like, huh?
Yeah.
Like that already confuses them. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Miss America. You know what?
I was going to host the Miss New York I believe it was the Miss New York, maybe one of the chapter pageants or something.
Yes.
And I was like so excited about it. Something happened that I couldn't do it. And a friend of mine who filled in was like, to be honest with you, the anxiety in the room is you could literally physically cut the tension with a knife. And it's like so much stress that you all have to go through. Like, I can't even imagine, but it's to be like, it's into a certain thing, you know, it's so intense. I think that's amazing. I think you're amazing, Miss Rhode Island. And that's such a testament and such a good thing for, I think, pageant people to hear, that you should be yourself. Like, there's nothing wrong with being exactly who you are.
See, you would be a perfect candidate, Deanna. You really would. You're going to be like, what the hell? I'm in my own lane. But you would be such a good pageant girl, because it's true. That's what it's about. It's about, you know, being your authentic self. You know, it's really like I always have said, like, if I were to like explain pageants to a young girl, it's really about like taking the best qualities of yourself and like showing them off and like performing them to like the best of your ability to some judges. And, you know, it's kind of based off of their opinion, if they like you or not, but you're still showing the absolute best of yourself, which is amazing. Now, did you ever start, because how I kind of started liking performing and getting on stage was I was a dancer growing up. Did you have any background in like singing or dancing or anything that kind of got you kickstarted and loving the stage?
Okay, so my mom always likes to say she had me to entertain my sister. And I have a third kid, and then she was like, I need someone to entertain her. Let's have Deanna. So that's how I came in. And I truly got such a thrill from entertaining my sister, making her laugh, being her, putting on plays for her, doing little shows for her my whole life. It was a no-brainer.
All right. So my question is this, okay? We talked a little bit about the pageants. We talked about the social media influencer and how to get there and how you got there, right? But was there anything where you saw like looking back, if you look back on your life and you look on like just how everything happens, how like all these doors closed and you're like going to take it to TikTok and you had like your mentor that was there. Like, for example, and I say this to Alexa all the time, I use this a lot when I'm teaching, like about like manifestation and whatnot. Like, the day that you went into the pageants and the day that you went for that second pageant and you did things your way, you won. But if there was a different group of judges there, you probably wouldn't have won. Just like the same thing with Deanna when she went in for her audition. Like if there was different judges there, you may not have gotten that role, right? So how do you think like the way that this all worked with like you becoming this viral TikTok sensation with so many followers, with so many people coming up to you and like all these doors opening, have you ever looked back and been like, oh my God, there's divine timing here. Like I can't believe like this happened and this happened. If I didn't launch this video, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be where I am today?
Yes, 1,000,000%.
Wow. I know, like almost like to piggyback off that question, do you think if it weren't for COVID, do you think you would have even started posting on TikTok or?
I wouldn't have.
How would you know?
I have a question.
How would we know?
This is a question. How you know? It was like divine timing.
We have so many questions for her.
Okay, wait.
I'm so excited.
Because if you, because I'll answer this question honestly too. If you were to start right now, let's say like you had no followers, nothing, you were like back where you were back then. Do you think right now you could do what you did back then and amass this many millions of followers?
I mean,
that's a tough question.
That's a tough question. I don't know. I think it was so much of the timing. Everybody, like, the world shut down. There was no more theater. Everybody was turning to their apps. That was the first time I was like, oh, people make money on Instagram. I didn't even know because I was so focused on Broadway that I didn't even think about alternative ways to entertain people. Like, oh, you can entertain people from your phone. That's wild. Let me try that. And it happened to be the perfect timing when everyone was following people to follow their journeys in a time where TV shows weren't happening, movie, Broadway, like we became the entertainment. So if I started right now, I don't know if it would be like this.
I know it was your time. I know you were supposed to do it at that moment. And that's like, for me, like if I had to do this all over again, like I look back on mine, like how
you say this a lot, actually.
Yeah, but how heaven just sets you up at the right time. Like you're at the right place at the right time. It happens. Like when I look back at like opportunities and like things that have come my way, I'm like, there's no way I could do what I'm doing now. Like if I had to start all over again, forget about it. Forget about it. Like,
yeah.
It's like heaven sees like a pathway for you. And like, that's what I want to show people. It's like, you got to go for it. You just got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. And even if you get no's in the beginning, even if something doesn't happen, like it was happening with you, like you were trying for Broadway, it wasn't happening. But then this door that you never thought possible, you never saw before, opens just because of COVID. So you probably at the time were thinking like, shit, I'm screwed. Like now I'm going to have to wait.
Yeah, like everything's shut down. Like there goes my Broadway dreams.
I was working in construction. Broadway shut down. I was just in Jersey Boys the musical. And I was like, oh, I got to move back home with my parents and do construction. And then I was like,
what? Wait a minute, construction?
Construction to Alphabet?
What were you doing in construction? What the hell?
Okay, my dad owns a construction company at Smart Repairs Today, shout out. And he had me jump in. And I was doing back lattice for people. I built an office in the basement for one woman. We painted a whole new basement for her, carpeting. I did grouting on someone's entire kitchen floor. I changed out their cabinets, refurnished their cabinets.
Where was Deanna when we bought our house?
This is a musical. This needs to be the next musical. This is the next musical. This is it.
It's
my God.
Grout to Galinda, like that's insane.
Like,
I know.
Insane. And it truly what you're saying, like I actually believe that. I feel like it was just truly the biggest blessing. It was like, no, Deanna, stop asking people to see what you have.
Now, I love all of this. This is like so positive. And I think this is why we just adore you, Deanna, because we love to be positive. And we like to put out positive energy and we like to attract people like you that are positive. Now, you came out with your own affirmation cards?
Yes.
Now, when did that start?
Wait, do you have them there? Wait. Do you have them there on screen?
Can we read some?
Let me pull this one out. It's on my,
I want to see what it looks
like. On my favorite page right now. And you can just put this on your mirror or the fridge. You are perfect exactly as you are. Let's see the next one. Oh, this one.
Oh, yes. I need this for birth.
This is more like, I have one for new moms, but you're not a new mom. But
well, I'm going to feel like it all over
again. I have one for mamas, and this one's say it with me. I am grateful to be alive. Because a lot of people like that too, like this say it back. Oh, you look so good. Make it everyone's business.
Oh my God, that might be my favorite.
Oh, I like that too.
Really
I want to look through these all day.
They're really good. And it's just, I made them for myself when I was going through audition season. And I was like, you know, my audience really responds to my like unbridled confidence, they like to say. And I'm always like, truthfully, it's because it starts from within. You got to love yourself, period. Before you do anything, it helps how you move through the world if you love yourself.
Absolutely.
Truly. And so I was trying to tell that on a live one day. And so many people were like, well, how do I say that without feeling silly? And I was like, to be honest with you, it's like the same with TikTok. Get out of your head. Just tell yourself you love yourself. Every mirror I walk by, I'm like, you look good. Even if subjectively other people would be like, no, you don't. You'll never catch me telling myself I don't look good. I'm always like, you look good. Can't wait to see you after that shower. You'll look better.
Yeah. But you're still hanging in there.
That's
sister.
a good one.
I love that. And honestly, I should really, speaking of like, I'm so happy you have one for new moms too, because obviously that's something I went through being a new mom. We were new parents, but as a woman, it's tough to go through that. And I unfortunately went through postpartum anxiety and depression. I really think these cards would have helped me during that time, because you really lose yourself, and it's easy to kind of look in the mirror and say the opposite and be like, oh, like I was just telling my sister today, I'm like, oh, like she's like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I feel like a trash bag. Like I haven't done my makeup. I haven't done my hair. Like I don't get dressed. Nothing fits me. Like negative, 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 negative. So I'm really putting it out there. I actually decided like today. So this is like, see, this is all divine timing, divine, like meeting you. I'm like, I am totally transforming my mindset postpartum this time. Like I am going to get dressed, do my makeup, wear things that make me feel good, tell myself things that make me feel good, such as your affirmation cards, because I do feel like that does so much more than it's so much more powerful than we think. So I feel like you created something that a lot of people need. Now, when did you do that after TikTok, or is it just something that you've always had and you were like, let me like get this out to more people?
This was part of my when I started building this community, I was kind of seeing this need from them. They wanted to know, because I truly do. My thoughts to myself are very positive, and people always have questions. What are you saying? How are you so positive? What are you saying? I'm like, this is my inner monologue. If something's going wrong, I'm cheering myself on to fix it. I'm not ignoring the problem. I'm just saying, you got this, girl. It's going to take you 12 hours, but you're good. You can get through it, instead of.
Oh my God, I love this.
And what I will say about new moms, if I can, the pad for new moms, the affirmation.
Yes.
Truthfully, I think moms are the greatest superheroes that we know. Like, I think it is nothing short of a miracle what you are going through. And you are literally creating human life, one of the most magical things that should be only celebrated. And then I feel like just because of our world, women get so down on themselves for little things, but you're creating life. Like you're already starting at level amazing. So if you do your hair that day, wow, that's like crazy on top of it, but already baseline what you're doing is magic, like truly like a beautiful, beautiful blessing, really. So
you know what? You're so right.
God, I need
You're
can you live with us? Can you move in with us? We will adopt you, please.
But it's the same thing with grief, right? Like I tell people when it comes to grief, like any baby step is a step. It doesn't matter the smallest step that you take. A small step is going to lead you to your goal. It's going to lead you, like, do something that your future self is going to thank you for. Like, it might seem small right now, but if you just keep going, eventually you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get there.
And the little wins, celebrating the little wins. Like my sister, the reason they inspired it was my sister had a baby, and I was like, I got to make these for her. And I would tell her, I was like, you drank a whole bottle of water today? Proud of you. Like, these are little wins. We're celebrating. Like this is major. Like creating life is just one of the beautiful, 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 really.
But also, I think that's so good that you said that, because the biggest thing that I see, and I mean, it happened with you with postpartum. It even just happened with a friend of mine who just had a stroke. Actually, my producer.
Yes.
Is that like we don't realize as humans when we're going through something, whether it be postpartum, whether it be a health issue, whether it be a crisis, about how far we've actually come. And sometimes you need like somebody to be like, to see your progress, to be like you said, Deanna, like to say yeah, you drank that water, you did this, you did your hair that way. Like you have to be able to go and like celebrate that for somebody, and also listen to what someone else is telling you, right? Like if you have somebody and you see that they're doing well, compliment them. Yeah. And then listen to the compliments that you're receiving and actually believe it. Believe that someone's telling you that, because like, even with you, Alexa, during postpartum, I remember like telling her like, oh, you're doing so well. You're doing this. Like, you couldn't do this last week. You couldn't do that last week. And you were like, no. Oh, are you sure? Are you sure? I don't feel that way. Well, even though you might not feel that way, it's happening, and other people are seeing that within you.
Yeah.
Wait,
even when you don't feel it in yourself.
You had said something before. I wanted to say how our words really do mean something, and I feel like that. I think that's connected. I want to know what you think, because you know more than me. But I think that's connected to like our spirit guides in a way of like when we say out loud what we want, when we're saying that, they're helping guide us to that new thing we want. You know, like if we don't put it out there, how can we be guided in that right direction? So that's why, I don't know, the way we speak to ourselves, I do think they're listening, or when people talk about manifesting or saying what they want and acting on it. I think that's part of our also spirit guides being like, I've got you. You want this? Like, let me, all hands on deck. Let's do it then.
Yes. Like being intentional with what we want, how we see ourselves, where we want to go.
100%. And I can tell you that even when you don't feel like you're being guided, you are. Just people don't realize that they're being guided in different ways. Like, for example, like talking to you and talking about all of these different things that happened in your life, right? To get you to where you are to be, and to get you to be the Deanna that we know. What's so cool about it is that if you look back on your past trials, on your past challenges, on everything that you went through to get to where you are, like, I know that it was your spirit guide getting to you to where you need to be. And like, I also know, like, just talking to you right now, like you being you right now, who you are today, I also know that like you're inspiring people like to just be themselves. And I think that like, is that like, if that's the number one lesson from spirit too, it's be yourself. Be who you are. Don't be afraid to use your talents, gifts, and abilities, even if people laugh at them, even if people don't believe in you, even if people don't, pay attention to you at first. You look at people who were great, right? You look at people like Cher, like Alexa and I, we brought our mom to share and our moms to share.
Yeah. And
she was telling this story that we knew nothing about how people didn't like her voice. People didn't take her seriously.
Yeah,
like she was laughed at. She was like, and we were like, what? And about how she like was like, didn't have any money.
No way, Cher.
Could you imagine if Cher just stopped performing because she listened to like that? You know what I mean?
Right. Or like Oprah getting fired. Like, have you guys ever heard that story? Like Oprah was fired before. Like
I heard
Oprah was fired at like 40 years old or like 30 years old. Like Oprah was fired. Can you imagine firing Oprah? Like, these are the things, like, can you, like you're saying, like, can you imagine they
Imagine being that person. Imagine being that person that fired Oprah. Imagine being that person that fired Oprah.
Know. It's just wild. But imagine they let it. Yeah, they should write a book.
I fired Oprah. Oh my God. I would read it because I'd want to know why. Like, what the hell
now you need royalties.
What was wrong with you? What was wrong with you?
I love it.
But it's true. It's so true because we, love Cher and like we are able to see her talents and abilities, but thank goodness she was able to too, and like move on from that and be like, you know what? No, I'm stepping into my own. I know my talents. I'm myself. I'm different. And the people that, love me or will love me will find me. Like, and I love that.
That's exactly that. That's exactly right. And you know what? I got to tell you too, what's so beautiful about it is that like you can start at any time. Like your spirit guides and your guardian angels and your loved ones,
that's what I have
they're going to make sure that you get to where you need to be. Yeah. And like, I'm so happy, Deanna, that when you started everything that you were doing, like you just kept going. Like you found your avenue on TikTok and now you're starting to see it come into this beautiful life on Broadway. And you just have, it's just amazing because a lot of people see these doors closing and they give up and they say, oh, it wasn't meant for me. Oh, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But sometimes there's learning lessons along the way where spirits will actually say like, actually, no, go this way, go that way. And then we'll get you to where you need to be. But there's things that you have to learn. So let's just go back to a little bit. Like, so ever since that you came out on TikTok and you just, started making your videos and posting and singing and doing everything that you've done, and you've got like so many opportunities that have come to you because of it that, really you made yourself. It must be an amazing thing to say, like, I did this without a casting director, without a person, without anybody. Like, I did this. And it wasn't just you who did it. You had these fans and these followers who did it for you. And I love seeing your posts because they come up on my TikTok feed where people are just around you and so excited for you. And they're like, that's our girl. And like,
yeah, you built such a nice fan base around yourself and community. But I really think that's attributed to being yourself. You're very authentic. The people that truly loved you and vibed with you are staying. And for that, you have an amazing, beautiful, supportive fan base where you can still, be yourself, and you can be happy putting out your content and proud of your content and know that people are responding well. What a moment. That's just like, that's
But wait
amazing.
a minute. This is the one thing that I've noticed too, right? And working with celebrities and working with like so many influencers and whatnot, I can tell you that what's really tough is, and this happens across everyone, and I'm so happy that we're talking about this with you, is that especially celebrities, right, who are loved by millions, right, for movies, for TV shows and whatnot, they will have, thousands of comments of people saying, we love you, you did so good, I'm such a fan, I'm this, I'm that. But then there'll be that one person or that one bad press article or that one thing that comes out, and it goes from like them forgetting that they have all of these millions of people who love and care about them, to going and being like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like, I always tell people, right, and I just want you to elaborate on this because I know that you probably teach this as well. It's like, don't worry about that one negative person who said something, who says you suck, this wasn't good, that didn't work, so on and so forth. Like, look at the people who you have. And I think that that's like really, really where people get hung up on, is the negativity. How do you handle negativity?
Guilty.
How do you handle that? No, you're not like that. I
used to be.
You used to be.
And you got me out of that.
I had to get you out of that.
Because much like Deanna, it's like, you were like, listen, but look at like the millions of people that are like, oh my God, like, love you, love you, love you. Like, it's easy to get hung up on that negativity. But yeah, share.
I'm going to be number one. I'm going to be number one on the totem pole of hate because I said Deanna in the beginning and not Deanna. So like, of course, because
oh my God, her army's going to come after you.
Everything. I'm going to be like, please. Deanna,
they're gonna be like, learn your guests before you have them on. They're gonna get ruthless. Tell me not though. TikTok comments can be ruthless. People are crazy on there.
In the beginning, it really got to me, and no one in my life was like TikTok famous. And so no one knew kind of what I was going through. That was really hard for me. In the very beginning, I was like, how do I make all these people happy? What do I do? What do I do? And I was like, at the end, I think it was my dad, to be honest. He was like, at the end of the day, you can never make everyone happy. You've got, like, when I'm first starting out, he's like, 100,000 followers. Odds are there's going to be like 10% of those people that hate you and are following you because they hate you. And I was like, okay, good point. There's no way, no matter what I say or no matter what I change, I can influence them. But in the beginning, those negative comments, it would keep me up at night. I was like, well, maybe I should explain that more or da-da-da. But I was like, no, it's not about that. Some people, they just are finger warriors. Some people just want to be mean. They want to take you down, and it's got to be something that they're going through. But nowadays, if a video goes super viral, like over 1 million, 2 million, I'm not reading the comments.
Yes. No, I don't blame you. They are crazy. Now, it's kind of funny because TikTok, it's like sometimes I look at the videos just for the comments, not even mean comments, just funny comments.
Oh, they're hysterical.
People are absolutely hysterical. Like, I didn't realize how many funny people are like in the world until TikTok, I have to say. That's on a positive note because people really are funny, but you don't realize how mean people are either.
That was the other thing. When I'm scrolling, my feed is obviously curated to me. I love everyone on there. And all I do when I see their videos is like, oh, I love them. Scroll. Oh, I love them. Scroll. I'm never commenting. So then I'm like, okay, if a negative comment comes through, that it's truly somebody dealing with their own insecurities and they need to try and take you down. So it's so hard, but sometimes it's best to just not read it because it's going to stop you from posting or make you afraid or, and if you're coming from a good place and you're posting with a good heart, you're not doing anything wrong. So you're just continuing.
Yeah.
How do you handle it, Matt? Can you hear me, Matt?
In the beginning, it was tough, right? But I'm going to tell you how I handled it because in the beginning, when I was in school, I was made fun of. I was like badly bullied to the point where like, cause I'm not athletic. Like I was the one who failed gym, who like almost had to go to summer school to like go and like run around the track. Cause like, I just was not an athletic person. So, me and I just was never a jock, obviously, never athletic, never like the other kids. Like I had a weird accent. I moved to Boston. So for me, I was constantly being made fun of. I was constantly, being teased. I had acne, I had braces. Oh my God, it was horrible. So, to the point where I was actually going to go and drop out of school and get my GED and just be done with it. Like I was done. And then what was interesting is that I went and I moved into another school. My parents were like, you know what, just change schools. Let's just change schools and see what happens. And when I changed schools, I found my tribe. I found people that loved me, that cared about me. Like I genuinely, for the first time, was making friends. And what I realized is that those horrible things that were done to me in the past was from those people, from the people that I was with. I didn't find my tribe. I didn't find my right audience, right? And I went through freaking hell. I went through anxiety attacks, depression. Believe it or not, for once in my life, because I've always been like a positive person like you and a happy person like you. For once in my life, back when I was a kid, I was quiet. I wanted to be invisible. I didn't want people to see me or to hear me. And I was actually given antidepressants. I was on antidepressants and anxiety medication, which oddly enough, when I went to the next school, I didn't need anymore. And I realized it was the environment in which I was in, right? But it taught me something. And this is what I mean by like spirit, like guides you and teaches you and puts you through these challenges and tribulations is that, okay, that happened. Then I went on to this new school. I met these amazing friends. Then I went into my job. I worked as an EMT, loved my coworkers, loved everybody that was there. Like people accepted me for me. And the thing is that later on in life, I, ended up, pursuing my gift as a psychic medium, coming on, being on television, right? Being on social media, doing all of these things. And there were hate comments. There were people who literally came after me that said, he's a fake, he's a phony, he's making it up, he's this, he's a con, whatever it is.
It's still daily happens.
But you know what?
Still in your rotating comments. So it's awful. People are just horrible.
I gotta tell you, like, it doesn't bother me anymore because I've been through something so much worse. I've been through, the trials that I went through in high school. And I realized exactly what you said, Deanna, is that there are people within life that are going to bring you down, that are going to say terrible things. You're not going to make everybody happy. And to be honest with you, I don't care. I don't care about the negative comments. I don't care about the negative people because I got all these people who love and care about me and see the true me for who I am.
Right.
And,
luckily, and love you for that.
And love me for that. Luckily, I started right after, 18 years old. I was in the public's eye being on television. And then, with the reality TV show and everything that we did, for me, I was like used to it. I'm like, okay, yeah, they say this. But the best advice I can give everybody, and I had to give you the same advice, Alexa, is that remember, it's somebody behind a phone. It's somebody behind a screen name. So as much as, we get wrapped up in the world, like, and sorry, I hate to say it this way, but I also have to remind my mom this too. Like sometimes it's like, social media, and I have to remind you this sometimes, social media is not real, you guys. Social media is not real. Like people go on and they pretend to have these lives and they pretend to do this, and like nobody's perfect. Everybody has flaws and nobody is living a perfect life, right? Like even
nobody's
now,
happy all the time, dressed up all the time. Like,
so the thing is that like, I think like with social media and whatnot, like people forget that like, what happens online should sometimes stay online. Like sometimes you just need to, if you're feeling overwhelmed or whatnot, or like if you're getting negative comments, just turn your phone off. They can't interfere within your life.
You did tell me that. And I always think that. I always put that in the back of my head. I'm like, that's right. I can just like not look at my phone. Like, I can just like be in my life.
Somebody in the Philippines is saying you suck. Somebody in the Philippines is saying you're ugly. Somebody in Canada or California is saying that you're a fraud. Guess what? You turn your phone off and you don't have to deal with them anymore.
And you're just happy in your normal life.
And there's a block button for a reason, right? There's a block button for a reason. If someone's harassing you, if someone doesn't like you, whatever, they're tweeting about you, block it so you don't see it. Who cares if they're still tweeting about you? Who cares?
You're so right. Wait, I have to say, when TikTok went away for a little bit, I was one of the people who had deleted the app. So I didn't have it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yes.
To be honest with you, the most creative 3 weeks, because I was not held up in the comments. I was not scrolling. All I was doing was creating, editing, sending it to my assistant to post. That was it. All my focus was, I'm doing this today. Let me get good shots. Let me get good angles. Boom. Edit it, send over, go. I was not stuck in the, oh no, user 5734 thinks my nose is big. Like, I didn't even see it.
No, you're absolutely right. And you know what? It's so crazy. It's always user 5734.
I was going to say it's always user 6, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 with no photo, no posts, no followers, doing nothing in their life.
I'm guilty.
Always the damn user 214878.
Wait a minute. I'm guilty too. I'm guilty of being that person. When somebody leaves a negative comment, like sometimes I'm like, who is this person? Let me see. Like sometimes don't you just want to see, Deanna, don't you just want to go and see and be like, who the F is this? And you go look
it's
and
true.
Like, no username, no user profile, no picture, no nothing. And you're like,
or you go to someone's thing and they're like, kindness always, or like,
that's tea. No, that right there is so tea. Where it's literally like kindness, faith, heart, and I'm like, hang on a minute. Hang on.
That's it. Like, you fraud. No.
Hypocrite.
You hypocrite. What a friggin' happiness and positivity. You're a freaking hater.
Some people just love that. And you know what? You just gotta let it go. Go ahead.
Yes. No, what I was going to say earlier that I just remembered because I have pregnancy brain was that I did see a quote at one point. It was like a meme or like one of those like quotes on Instagram. It's like, don't listen to anyone that you would not trade your life with.
Oh, I love this quote.
And I think the three of us were very lucky because we've found our passions. We are living our truth. We live authentically. We're very, very happy with ourselves and in our lives. So it's easy for us. But I truly would not, like, I am very happy and I love my life and our life together. I would never want to switch my life with anybody. Never mind the hater in the comments. I would not want to trade my life with anybody. But that was a mind shifter for me.
Yes.
And every time like someone commented like hate, I'm like, would I trade my life with them? Like, absolutely not.
I would not unless they had a 6-pack abs because I've never been able to get that for myself.
Well, that's your own fault.
That is my own fault. Like if I had time, maybe I'd go to the gym and
go to the gym if you want that. You don't need it. But if you want it, go to the gym.
I don't have time to wipe my ass. Never mind going to the gym. I'm talking to the dead all day long. The living all day long.
We know about the bidet. We get it.
All right. But no. But honestly, I think that it's like, it's so amazing because so many people get down on themselves. Even celebrities get down on themselves. And,
of course,
I want to talk more about the positivity because I love that you do affirmations. What are, like, if you could give me like 3 affirmations that somebody can use like every day, like what are your top 3?
Ooh, daily.
Okay. My number 1 is you should be telling yourself you love yourself and you should be saying it out loud. If you're someone who's like truly a negative thinker and you've never said that you love yourself, you should be saying it out loud to yourself in the mirror. Eventually, after every day of doing it, you won't have to say it out loud anymore. But you really should start saying that. Start at a base. What's another good affirmation?
Love that.
I really like lots of gratitude. Like these days, I feel very like, I like truly, I'm grateful to be alive. Like I'm grateful to be here. I like to say things I'm grateful for, people in my life who I'm grateful for. And those, because truly when you're living in your truth, as we're saying, when you're leading with love and when you're leading with that thankfulness to even just be here, everything is you're already seeing everything through a positive gaze. Because you're like, wait, I'm grateful to just be here today. I'm grateful I get to go to the gym today. I'm grateful I did finish that water bottle today. Like everything becomes little wins because you're starting from a place of gratitude. So I think those are my like main ones. Listing a few things you're grateful for and actively telling yourself in the mirror, like, I love you. Even if it makes you laugh, even if it's like, oh, that's cringy, just do it. Just do it because eventually you're going to get to a place where you're like, no, I do. You're your number 1 fan. You only have you, You don't only have you. You have your family, you have your friends, but it's you and you.
But wait a minute. Let me say something quick because I remember so I judged the Miss Massachusetts pageant, and what I loved, and like pageants got a bad rap. I know.
Oh my God, the lore is wild. Come on, pageant judge.
Isn't that crazy? When we first dated and you told me that, I'm like, what the fuck?
That is mind blowing.
What are you talking about? Why is that bad that I was the judge?
It's not bad. It's just that like, and I was a pageant girl. So I'm like, wait, what?
I judged 2 pageants in my life, but what I loved, like, I didn't know anything about judging a pageant. I liked fashion and whatnot, obviously. But when I went to go and judge the Miss Massachusetts pageant, there was a rule that they gave us, which I thought was fantastic. And it really, I think is going to like breaks the pageant stigmatism, is that they said, you're not judging these girls on how they look, how they act, you're judging, and you're not judging these girls against one another. You're judging why are you laughing at me? Why are you laughing at me?
You said pageant stigmatism, like a stigmatism in your eye.
Isn't it? It's not what you call it?
It's like stigma.
Stigma. Stigma.
Me and Royce have a stigmatism.
All right, you know what? You two, you're done. You two are done. I'm not going to talk. If you're going to be like this, I'm just not going to talk. So I don't give a shit.
Go on. I just couldn't.
No, you have to finish. You have to say. What is it?
Look, I'm getting all red now. You embarrassed me. This is my hate. These are the TikTok comments. Right here,
I'm
real
user
life.
User 689.
User 689. User 532. User okay.
I feel like we're in Squid Game, but yeah.
Okay. So the stigma around that is that the one rule that they gave us is you have to judge these girls against themselves. Are they being the best version of themselves? Don't compare them to the last girl. Don't compare them to this girl, especially in the America pageant, because every instrument is different.
Yeah.
Every talent is different. So you can't be like, oh, this one is a better singer versus this one who's a better. It has to be about when you go to score from 1 to 10 in each category, it's like, how are they best representing themselves? And that was really, like lifelong. I think about this because I always think about like, am I being the best version of myself? And when you go and you judge that way and you look at these girls and you're like, I just feel like they're holding back. I feel like there's something more they could be doing or whatever it is. You look at things different.
You know what really gets me?
What gets
Maybe
you?
just because like I'm emotional, but I feel like too, for at least the 3 of us and anyone who's similar to us that has always had big dreams growing up, the little like your child self, when you think about like your child self and like watching your little child self watching you now, like on a movie screen, or like meeting you in this life now, the way that you are, like, would they be proud? Would they be excited? Would they be happy? That gets me to my core. That is something that maybe because I'm a mom now and we're parents, but that is something that gets me to my core when I think of like my little girl self and like what she went through and where I'm at now. And if little her was like watching me now or like witnessing me right here, she would think I was like the coolest friggin' person ever. And that gets me. That is something that really keeps me like going to the younger self. Yeah. That's what it is, right? I feel like that's like what a lot of people are. Oh, my younger self. But that's something that hits me. I don't know.
No, it is. It's all about, like,
tear.
Looking back on your past story, like looking back on, like they said, everything in life, no matter what you go through, I can tell you as a medium, because I think that's why I see life differently, right?
Is that like you actually kind of see people?
I see people,
their younger self and on, which is pretty incredible.
And I also see like how the challenges and different tribulations. Is that how you say it? Now you're making me nervous about how I'm saying words.
Yeah, like trials and tribulations.
How they shape who you are,
yeah.
Right? And they shape like okay, like this is you back then. This is you now. Look at how far you came. And if you didn't go through that shitty person or have that happen to you or have that happen to you, you wouldn't be who you are today. Like I would not be who I am today without that bullying experience. There is no freaking way that I'd be able to be on television, live through a reality TV show, be on stage in front of thousands of people, have people calling me a fraud, a con artist, whatever the hell they call me. I don't even know what they call them today. I don't know. Look it up on Google or something. But it's the thing is that like, I know that was like spirit leading me through this, just like with you, Deanna. Like I know that was what led you to where you are now. And it's just amazing because like you're using your powers for good. You're using it on TikTok. And I know people come to you and they're like, that's what I need to do. Yeah,
she's very inspirational. You've inspired me so much just in this time that we've spent together. Honestly, I'm like, especially because I'm about to give birth and like rebirth another version of myself yet again. And you've prepared me so much, like more than you even know. I needed all this positivity, and I'm really going to start using these affirmations, and I'm going to start telling myself like, you're doing a good job. Like I love you. Like, Yeah.
Also, I gotta ask you this. So when it comes to the positive affirmations and it comes to going and like, tuning back in and digging back into you and like really, it's a lifestyle, right? Positivity is a lifestyle. So
Oh, yes.
like I like try to tell people, and the same thing with you, I'm sure, is that this is not something that you just repeat a positive affirmation. You have to look for the good in things. You have to like really remind yourself of who you are and your talents and your
Which
skills.
sometimes is harder than being negative. Being negative is so easy. I feel like it really takes strength to be positive.
Yes.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And remembering that you have somebody that can see the hidden door. Like, like when things happen and you're like, oh my God. Like I remember when that happened to me when I was in the middle of a freaking tour. I mean, we're in the middle of a TV show. We're in the middle of filming our reality show. And literally we just got done filming and we're getting ready for season 2. And then COVID hit and like our whole show got the kibosh. And then next thing you know, it was crazy. The show got the kibosh. My book was coming out. I was in the middle of a book tour.
Yes.
That like went sideways. Yeah. And like, it got to the point where like literally during COVID, like my book had just come out, the show had come out. And because like the bookstores bought all these books and whatnot, and like nobody could get their hands on them and whatnot, they weren't selling. And literally my sale numbers were like this. And to the point where like I was getting threatened to like, oh, we're going to stop like producing the book.
And that was like your first real book.
That was like my
opportunity.
First real book.
Like, yeah.
And I remember like being like, what else is what else is going to happen? What else is going to happen? I'm like, the tours got canceled. The book, no one's buying the book. Like blah blah blah. I was like in hysterics. I'm like, you know what? Something came over me, and I was just like, and our wedding got changed. Yeah. Our wedding date got moved. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go to God. And then all of it, I'm like, God knows, the spirits know, everyone knows. And then just like you, we moved online. I started doing the online readings, whatever. And people just started coming to me online, watching the lives, even the TV show wasn't running. And it was like, we amassed more views than we did our own television show. And then guess what? All of a sudden, when the world started coming back online, like I remember like Simon and Schuster calling me and being like, this is the greatest comeback that I think that anybody has seen.
I remember that phone call. Yes.
And then the next book became the New York Times bestseller.
Yes.
So it's like, it was crazy because like, if it wasn't, here I was thinking this bad thing was happening, which I'm sure you did, which the rest of the world did. And it was terrible. People lost loved ones. We didn't get to see our family. We didn't see any of these things, but also I think it was a test for all of us as in humanity about about how we can bounce back from something, about like how we all went through it together. We all felt the effects of it, but you can bounce back and as hard as the ball hits the ground, it sometimes bounces back high. Well, it always bounces back high if you think about it.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Oh, well, I got to tell you, this was amazing. This was amazing that you were here, that I got to connect with you. And I can tell you that Deanna is my like #1 fan on like, I don't have this many followers as she does on TikTok because they really don't post all that much, but but you actually found me and I love you for that. So thank you. And then I started going and looking at her videos and I'm like, I really like this girl. Don't get jealous. I was like, I really like this girl. I was like, I love her positivity. I like her vibe. I like who she is. And then I started like going down like the rabbit hole and like seeing all that you're doing. And I'm like, wow, she's living her own life the way that she wants to live it. And I'm like, I wish more people were their own authentic self like you. And that's why I wanted to have you on today. Because I know that just people hearing you, like this is going to inspire them. It's just going to be like.
It's inspired me. She's our kind of person.
Like
Deanna is totally our kind of person.
I feel that too. I'm like, they're instantly warm. They're positive. I was like, that's rare. It's really rare to find people like that.
You would not believe how many celebrities, are really, really nice on camera, right? And then when they get off camera, it's like what the hell happened? The minute that recording button goes off, you're like,
it's really crazy, actually.
And that's what I love about you is that like you're the same person on camera as you are off camera, and
you're gonna be the same person on Broadway.
Yes. Come on, I will be hand delivering you invitations to my Broadway debut, so don't even fret. You're gonna be there.
Oh my God! I'm not kidding when I tell you. I swear to God, I have chills. I just got chills throughout my arms when you said that because I know that it's going to happen, and I know we're going to be there.
Who's the psychic on this show?
I don't care. I know. I just know. And we're going to be there. Alphabet. We're going to see you green.
Oh my God. Yes, that's right. And we're speaking it into existence. I love it. Okay.
Oh my God.
Speaking every day. It's out there. It's out there. All right, Deanna. So if people want to come and follow you, where can they follow you?
I'm on Instagram and TikTok as Deanna Giulietti, and I'm on YouTube at Peep the Shoes, because that's my bit. You know, I'm always peeping the shoes. It's 10 out of 10. You'll see. Once you follow me, you'll see. And my affirmation cards are at DeannaGiulietti.com. And I have lots of different affirmation cards. If you want them a little spicier, if for mothers, I also have.
Oh, what's the spicier?
Yes,
what's the spicier? I want to know the spicier. We're supposed to be wrapping up, but I want to know the spicier.
Some of the spicier ones are just like, you know, people who want to be like, you're that bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Don't let anyone make you think you're not that bitch. Like, you're fucking amazing.
Oh!
Just for those who want a little bit of
Forget the mother ones. I want those. Forget the mother. I want the spicy.
I
want to be that
That's
bitch.
right, because you are. Oh my God, I love it. Wait, and I have to compliment you before we go. I've been following you for literally years, probably from the jump. Whenever you started, I was following. But I truly think you just, I think it's beautiful what you do, connecting with people and healing people, even if that's maybe not your intent to go into it being like, oh, I'm going to heal this person, but you're healing people. And I just see it wash over them. And it's just truly amazing to watch and amazing what you do. And it makes me feel good. That's why I watch it. I'm like, wow, you're just what to me looks like you're healing these people just on such a large scale. And it's really beautiful to see. And I love it. So that's why I've been following you for
thank you. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. It also means the world to me that you're a follower of mine, which is the reason why I wanted to have you on the podcast. And I'm just so happy that this all worked out with you.
Oh my God. This was so much fun.
All right. Well, we will see you later. Take care. And thank you so much for being on.
Bye. Thank you.